Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dead or Alive. It's what already our fourth episode. I'm here with some lovely folks, the new and improved full cast, featuring former guest, now cast member Layla. Layla, why don't you introduce yourself first, since I'm already talking about you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Layla Bamontiari. I use Z, they pronouns. Z, zers herself, just like she, her, herself, but zestier. And I'm playing Gail Remedy, who uses she, they pronouns, and just joined and now has infiltrated.
All right, take it away, Becca.
Oh, me?
I don't know. I'm not even looking at the overlay. I'm just picking.
Nah, valid. Go off. I'll go next. Hi, I'm Becca. I use. Oh no, it happened again. I use she/they pronouns. And I am playing Taha Moonriver, who also uses she/they pronouns and has been here. Man, my head is empty. Okay. Yep. But Taha's head is not empty.
D.
Oh, hello. My name is D. I'm a professional troublemaker on the internet, and I play Curtis Aloysius Walls, who's not an allegory for another character in any other piece of media. Curtis' pronouns are he, him, and my pronouns are whatever make you feel fuzzy inside.
All right, Joel.
Hello, hi, I'm Joel. I'm playing Raul Espada, a halfling with an Aragorn cosplay, and who wants to be the smallest person around. We both use they, them pronouns.
I'm Max. I play everybody else. I use he, they pronouns. TTRPG is a safe place to change your pronouns. Let's do a recap of what happened last time. So after the subsequent overhauling of the city of Registoy and the barricading of the party inside of the major temple in the center of the city, we had some discussion about what the next steps are. Gail introduced themselves into the scene, made a few suggestions regarding next steps for a potential solution to the problem. This was revealed in an autopsy of one of the undead bodies that the inside of them resemble fungus or mushroom, particularly the Godsbane mushroom, which is like an energy or like a gene sapper sort of thing that like a scavenger, but if it was a plant. That's a thing that I made up. That exists. Yeah. So with that knowledge, we went and we talked to the mage of the ecologists. I got some more information from him, stocked up on equipment, got yourselves a mount, and we meet back up with Curtis, who was off getting his own stock, because that's a lot of ammunition. And I believe we are currently on the road to Riverbank. Any objections? Okay.
Were we going to Riverbank or were we going to... My brain just died.
Oh, I thought that you guys had decided. I am totally prepared for either. I thought you were going to Riverbank, which is like the more ecologically focused area, but there's also Aishok, which is where the university is. Did I misremember?
I thought we were going to the Wall of Mushrooms place.
Okay, so we are going to Aishok. That is fine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's one on the way.
I think they're in different directions.
They are in different directions, but traveling is going to be the same thing, essentially.
Question real quick before we get on to the traveling. Was there perhaps a chance to do a recovery roll?
Oh, yes, I did say this to them off camera after we finished. You are welcome to take 2 recovery rolls, even 3 once we get into traveling, because you're not going to be doing much.
Awesome. And
what does that
recovery
mean?
roll work?
So So you know how when you roll bad, you can use the points from the pools to make it better? You roll 1d6 plus 1, whatever that result is, you can redistribute that amount of points at will to your pools when you make a
Gotcha.
recovery roll.
So 2d6 plus 2. I rolled a 6 and a 2. I'll take 10
That's
recovery points.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm back to full with just 2 rolls, so I'm just.
Yeah, I think that gets me back up too. Got a 7.
11.
I hadn't spent a lot of my points anyway, so.
Do you want me to roll as well, since I'm kind of just starting with the basic ones?
You also didn't spend any.
Yeah.
So I think not yet.
That makes sense to me.
Next time we do them, you can jump in.
Great. Fantastic. One less thing for me to be confused about.
Confused? Us in this system?
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Layla and I
It's
looked
really
at the
not
book
that
for like
bad.
40 minutes.
It's not that bad. I just have a smooth brain.
It's just a lot of pages. Like, it's a lot of options for stuff. The amount of text that's rules is like way less than you think.
It just
Mhm.
is like a.
It's
just
like a
thick. It's a tome.
customization option on top of customization option. I will once again promo Omni/Chris for recommending this system to me. Lovely human being. Could not have been a better choice. Would have Chris on the stream if he didn't know the entire ending. Maybe if we do a Q&A at the end.
Oh my God, bring him in like a dramaturg.
Oh my God.
I thought about having him behind the scenes for the finale. I have to see if he's free.
Incredible.
Is everybody recovered?
Yes.
All right. So, we are on our way to iShock then. For our viewership who doesn't have the lore document that I created for this world, iShock is a walled city that is home to Uvala's like major university. It's not like where Taha studied. It is kind of like more general, not entirely magic focused. The university kind of takes up most of the town, and the walls on the outside are covered in these Godsbane mushrooms that potentially make up the bodies of these undead, these clickety-clackities, as I said once and cannot get away from. You acquired a mount, who is Lila, who is essentially a very large purple kiwi bird. And you are all making your way down continent. Light bulb's really gonna die on me one day. To iShock. So I will have you make some rolls regarding the traveling for efficiency, but if there's any conversations you'd like to have, feel free to do that, or things that you'd like to look for when you're on the road, let me know and we can incorporate that.
Yeah.
I think I'm just curious to see if we like see any mushrooms on the road, or like see if there's like a concentration of them that gets bigger as we're getting closer to iShock.
Okay. So I'll have you make a separate roll for that. Is there anyone else who's looking for something?
I don't think we packed any food, so I'll keep an eye open for prey.
That's also one of the things I was going to mention, is that because I obviously wasn't here, has Gail met Curtis yet? Or did Gail show up afterwards? Awesome. So for Gail's sake, you see this person with a completely shaved bald head, wearing these very tight black leather gloves and this very nice, what looked to be at one point a very nice 3-piece button suit. The shirt underneath which is completely ripped down the center, and the cuffs are like kind of torn and rolled up. And he's walking towards you. His belt like that would hold up his pants has been replaced with this sort of makeshift leather strap that has several like shotgun shells around half of it, and the other half has a couple of utility pouches. And he's wearing this necklace that is it looks like it's made of like plasterboard, and it says the nicest mean man, and it's a rainbow, and it's just on like this macaroni necklace around his neck, and he's got a shotgun slung over one shoulder and like a pistol in the other, as he approaches before we make off for travel. And he's got like a sack in the same hand as the pistol.
First of all, incredible. Second of all, for Curtis's sake, Curtis sees a mouse person who's just a little bit taller than Raul, who is like dark gray and is wearing this like deep purple robe. And inside the sleeves are like, and like the underside of the robe, you can see like it's black, but when it's dark, you can see like stars sparkling in it. And I also have a bended sword, a curved sword, not bended, curved. Bended is bad. Curved is a design choice.
Gotcha. And Curtis would just sort of walk up and look at Gale for a second, and then just like
Hi.
flick the sunglasses up, since he doesn't have a free hand, and go, "You know how to use that sword?"
I think so. I stab things with it.
Good enough for me. And he'll sort of tuck the pistol in his waistband and reveal that he has, as one of my 4 inexpensive items, he's got a cluster of rations between 5 people, I believe we're traveling with. Or is it just us 4?
Did we get feed?
Who-
Did we get feed
who
for
else?
the beast?
Feed for Lila is like in the saddle.
Okay,
Yeah,
then it's just us.
there's definitely enough to get you like just to and from for a few days. Yeah.
There's between the 4 of us, there would be enough rations for 3 days.
Oh yeah.
So if we can mix in some game with that from Raul, I think it'll
I
be
am a hunter. I am in my element outside, so
well, good, because
If you want to stop and do some
like a
hunting,
McDonald's.
ye old McDonald's,
Yeah,
ye old fantasy McDonald's.
Whack
Mm.
Donald's because legally distinct.
It's McDonald's, but like MACK.
That's the Australian version. Sorry, I'm yeah. I can hunt at nighttime before we go to bed. if
Okay.
Necessary.
You're hunting with your bow.
Yes.
All right, let's do a speed roll. Let's do difficulty level 3.
Could you remind me what I have to roll?
Just a d20.
I have been playing Pathfinder, PBTAs, and D&D as well as this, so everything is different. So that is a 5 on the dice. I'll add however many points I need to add in order to succeed.
That's a lot of points. Are you sure?
How many points is it?
I was looking for a 9 or higher, so you need to add 4.
Yeah, I got plenty. This is speed,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I still have more than I had to have 10.
Okay.
I'm
So,
a speedy boy.
you are able
Oh,
to
wait.
come in.
I am trained in tracking, animal knowledge, and other things of that kind. So maybe it's not 4, it's less than
We'll call it 3. We'll call it 3.
that. That's good enough for me.
In the true spirit of Staten Island, you are able to pick up 2 wild turkeys in your hunting. They don't run real fast. It takes you a little while, but you find them sitting there and you're like, oh, jackpot. If you haven't seen the SNL skits that talk about Staten Island having wild turkeys that roam around, they are true. Very true.
One
Yeah,
time my
make
mom
that
hit a
face.
turkey
It's-
with her car.
many people on Staten Island would like to. There is disdain towards these turkeys.
It does take me a bit to get them to get the turkeys back to camp though, because
Yeah,
I am
but-
small.
Listen, you got it. Takes a little bit of plucking, but you have a hot meal tonight. If you have any way to like dry out the meat, it'll last cooked and out, probably not very wise, but like you could eat it again tomorrow morning. If you can dry it, it will last longer.
I don't think I can do that, but if you let me do it, I will.
Yeah. You would need some kind of like knowledge in how this works.
Like the animal knowledge of some sort.
I mean,
think
is
that
animal
everyone
knowledge
thinks
and
that they
dead
can make a
animal
face
knowledge
and get
the
away
same
with
thing?
stuff.
I have very little other assets than just being charming, so I try.
All right, let's call the turkeys tonight and tomorrow food.
Okay.
I'm ending it. Okay. With each episode, I get like progressively more done with the rest of my life, and this is what I've turned into. I did at least not wear the same shirt as last week because I almost did, and then I changed.
Nice.
I have this fish button down that I keep meaning to wear, and then I don't. So
I'm sorry, what you just said made me think of the Lizzie McGuire scene where the mean girl, I can't remember her name, is like, Lizzie McGuire is an outfit repeater.
Yes, I do remember that particular moment because I was like, right? You're supposed to wear. That's why
I
they
bought
don't
the
go
clothes
away.
to wear
Like,
them.
Yeah. In addition to what Raul is doing, I am also trained in the tracking of people,
Yeah.
the following and IDing of tracks. So I'd like to just see if it seems like this path we're taking, which I imagine would be fairly like a proper path. Like,
These
we're
are
not checking
these are two major cities. There are some like road marks even telling you where to go. The paths are very well traveled. As long as you follow the signs, you guys should have no problem getting to Ashok.
Yeah.
Um,
And I just want to, like, as we're going along, I want to see if anyone has, if it seems like anyone's had the same idea, basically, and come this way recently.
Oh, okay, I bet. You can roll some intelligence.
Okie doke. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, what's my difficulty?
Oh, I forgot to set a
probably-
difficulty.
I probably got it. I got a 15 on the die.
That's I would not have set it any higher than a 4, like a 3 or 4. So you're fine. Especially because you are trained in this, and you have Raul there as well, as a second set of eyes. So you do see some tracks that are fairly recent. Given like Registoy is a huge city, so people could be coming and going for a whole number of reasons. But there are some tracks, both like humanoid size, like boots, and some like cloven hooves of some steeds of some kind. What are words? It looks like that the path has been traveled within the last few days. It's recent enough that it's not covered over with like dead leaves from the forest or anything like that. Yeah. Anyone else on travel rolls?
Oh, what should I roll for the mushrooms?
Mushrooms. I think let's do intelligence for that as well, because it would basically be
Okay.
like a perception check.
Incredible. And then before I roll, I just want to ask, I'm trained in searching. Would that apply to this? And also, what would that mean?
Okay. You are trained, so I am going to make it easier than it would be if someone untrained were to do it. So you will
Okay,
have to
incredible.
roll less. Yeah. So I mean,
Roll to 17. Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It wasn't going to be that high.
Incredible.
I feel like you're all on high alert for these things. So if you were to see them, it would be rather obvious. They do become more prominent in areas that like have the most traffic. So when you reach like crossroads, where you would be able to split off like any which way if you were going to this landmark or this town or whatever, you see them pop up there. And when you eventually arrive in Ishuk, maybe about like 20 or 30 minutes outside the city, like when you can see it in the distance, there are patches of the mushrooms that are around. It's not as bunched up and prominent as the like the wall of the city, but it is there.
It looks like the mushrooms grow more in places with traffic of living beings. Very interesting.
And when you reach the city, when you actually pull up, even though you don't pull up because you're riding a giant bird and you're not in a car, but when you pull up, things don't look phenomenal. I will not make assumptions about the situation for you. I will tell you that who's been here before?
I've probably been here before.
Yeah.
I went to school
Probably.
here.
Yeah.
I think I may
So-
have.
Yeah,
Just
I might have
few
had
rolls.
a golf competition.
It
here.
doesn't have to be extensive. Just so you all know then that the wall of the city, it's kind of just like a thing that exists from before they got to better magical protection from the elements and they wanted security for the university when it first opened. But it's like more of like a historical preservation now. The gates of the city are closed. That is rather peculiar. Oh shit. The mushrooms are there on the wall. They are looking plentiful, as per usual. The lights in the city, you'd be able to see the university is like on like a kind of goes up a hill, so there are some buildings that you can see. That's how you can tell the lights are out in the tallest building available.
This is not good.
No, it's not.
All right. Do we want to?
What are the
Like
odds
we
they'll
may have
open it?
been- Oh, Taha, you go.
No, what are the odds they would open the gates? How tall are these gates? I assume like daunting tall city gates.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not insurmountable. Like, I would give it. I hate that I'm basing this off of like things that I've base jumped off of and how tall they are. It's maybe like between like a story up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not too extensive. It used to be a little bit taller, but it's eroded down over the years. It's very weathered.
Mm.
I think Gail tries to maybe start climbing it to see if they can see over the top of it.
As soon as you lay paw
Yes, that would be correct.
lay paw on the wall, you hear and you hear like the click of a weapon pointed at you. But you don't
Hi,
see.
we weren't sure if anyone was alive. I was gonna climb up to see if anyone was alive, but you just let me know people are alive, so that's great. I'm glad you're alive.
Uh, turn slowly to your 3 o'clock.
To my 3, where's the clock? Okay, and then I start turning.
All right, stop. And the voice stops you. At 3 o'clock, you can see like perched up in a tree is a woman with like a very fancy looking bow, like the kind that they use in like the Olympics for archery.
Okay, I already have a crush on this character.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. And she's looking at you all pretty intently, and she goes, can you all demonstrate that you can speak?
Is there a particular sentence that you would like us to
Good.
say?
Next.
Fuck
Wherefore
you.
art thou Romeo?
Anytime you're ready to open the gates and we can get out of your hair.
All right. And she lowers her weapon at this point. She doesn't quite like put it away. She's not directly attacking you. She goes, my instructions, nobody gets in, nobody gets out. So I don't know if you guys were on a trip or something, but it's wiser to stay out here.
Okay, a quick question. Based on your reaction and you asking us to speak, I imagine there are people who are acting very strange and
Zombies.
biting
Call 'em what
other
they are.
people. Yeah, zombies. Or
crackities?
wait, what do we
Kitty
call them?
crackities.
We call them
They're the crickety crackities.
the crickety crackities. Yes, sorry.
What the fuck are you saying?
What the fuck are you saying?
It's a pretty commonly accepted term, I feel like.
I agree.
A commonly accepted term for something that showed up 8 hours ago?
Yeah. It's the only word we've heard for him.
Listen, getting on the
Words.
same page very quickly is
Mm.
important in any
Wait.
emergency.
All right, let's back up now because you guys are the first people I've seen on the outside. Now she'll start to come down the tree. So this is a woman that appears to kind of be of the forest, like maybe like a naiad-ish, but like definitely doesn't like dress it or play it, because it's almost like a tech or like utility wear thing that goes on. And her hair is like very, very blonde and it's chopped, not very evenly. And she says, all right, so where are you coming from then?
We're coming from Uvala. Oh, wait.
Vala is like the whole world.
A
Uvala
register.
is the whole thing.
Registoy. This is
Mhm.
happening in Registoy also.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, shit. And are we on the same timeline?
It
How long
depends
is
on
it?
what your timeline looks like. About 8 hours is how long we've been dealing with it, yeah.
You guys came right here then.
We did a
Well,
bit
we
of
knew-
dallying. How long has it been since the first?
For
first
you
sighting.
guys, it's actually probably been more like 12, 14 hours,
Mhm.
maybe. You did your shit in the morning,
Yeah.
traveled all day. It's dark now. But not completely. There are still torches that are lit. They're not magic. They're like plain oil fire sconces on the that go around the wall. The moon is also very bright in Uvala generally, because the moon's goddess is one of the most highly worshipped. So the night isn't too dark around here.
It's actually been a bit longer than that. Oh, 12, 14-ish. When did you all... It kind of coincided with when we lost magic.
Oh, yeah. Never really my thing. But yeah, the lights went out. I was on rounds. My partner is out on the other side of the wall, keeping things down. We just so happened to be out here, and our boss on the inside said, close the gate and don't worry about us. So we closed the gate.
Okay. I can understand why you might close the gate, but considering the fact that this is everywhere and what's going on inside the gate as well.
Well, we had no idea that it was happening other places. So the idea was to keep it contained in the city.
That is completely valid.
The good news
That's
is
actually
that
very good.
there are survivors, at least a few, because they've been signaling me. They've been signaling me from the university's observatory with a mirror. At least they were a few hours ago. I hope they're all right.
So,
Well,
from what you're saying, it sounds like the gates are locked, and is everything inside? What was the word you used? A crickety crackety?
I
You haven't looked.
No, I haven't been inside. There were a few that slipped out when we were getting the gates closed, because it takes a little bit. They're all rusted. And she points, and there is like a small, neat pile of like 4 undead bodies, like kind of pulled away from the gate.
well, you said that the university was signaling you and they haven't signaled you in a while. Is 3 to 4 hours a long time for them to have not signaled you?
Well, I guess it would depend on who's signaling me. The staff would know the emergency protocol. Students or anyone else in there, not so much.
Well, it sounds like the university might be a place we want to check out.
Definitely.
All right.
Sorry, what was your name?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
My name is Belle. Just Belle. Well, it's longer than that. You can't really. In the common tongue, it doesn't quite work, so it's fine.
I'm Taha Moonriver. I'm from the Department of Magical Emergencies.
Oh, that's what this is. You don't really all look like department types. Maybe you, Baldy, but not you two. Huh?
Yes, no, I'm from a temple and registry. I kind of just stumbled into this.
I'm just a hunter.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
It's an that's like an affectionate nudging. That's not ridicule.
Max, question for you.
Uh-huh.
This pile of corpses that is near the gate, how near to active growing Godsbane mushrooms are they? I'm just curious if a sample of the Godsbane mushroom would have any effect on one of these corpses.
They're dragged away from the wall, kind of hidden, where the trees start to. I mean, nobody wants dead bodies out in the open.
No, not really.
I would say it's probably around 60 feet.
Okay. Let's not test that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You want in? I'm not going to stop you from going in, but I'm not opening that door. So.
Okay.
So we're going over.
So you won't stop us from trying to climb it?
You're clearly alive now. So if you want to get in, I'm happy to give you a boost even.
Could you keep an eye on our bird?
Uh, I I'm
mean-
not I can't go anywhere. So if you leave her here, we're hanging.
Cool.
This is Lila.
Yes.
Hi, Lila. I'm Belle. The bird is pleased
Good.
at being acknowledged.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can give you guys a boost. But yeah, I can't open that gate. I don't know what's going on in there. It's not personal or anything. You guys seem like fine people.
I respect that you were trying to do your duty to the city as best as you can.
Well, not a single one's made it out. I am doing my duty to the city.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So,
I start climbing.
Yeah.
well, she will help you out. She will rig you with some rope, like grappling hooked, over the top, so you guys can climb with a little bit more ease. Let's still get a strength check from everybody. Let's do
strength.
Yeah, you are climbing a wall. I don't know how else we can swing that.
Can't I think about how good I'm gonna climb?
What's the difficulty?
You
It will
like
be
analyze
level
the
2.
wall.
It will be just a level 2.
I rolled an 8.
I
rolled a
have
7
I am
dice.
trained in climbing. I wanted to throw that out there.
Are you
Oh.
actually?
Well, am I,
Yeah, because I
actually.
think it's because I explore dark places is my focus and strong. Yeah, I think it's the explore dark places that gave me that.
All right,
Are
bet.
you an explorer as well?
Well, my parents were magic archaeologists, so they went into like dark places and found magical runes, old magical artifacts, and I spent a lot of time in probably places I shouldn't have been as a young child.
I see. That makes sense at least. I had a tendency to get in trouble where I grew up, so my what an ex friend of mine suggested me for the job since I know how security systems work.
Sometimes trouble can be fun, I found.
Sometimes.
All right.
Before I climb, I also tuck the necklace into my shirt.
You're secure for right now. What did everybody roll?
7.
13.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 5. I might need to take from my pool.
If you're trained, for the two of you that are trained, I suppose the difficulty would be lowered, so you should actually be fine.
Incredible.
It's also like not like the most difficult like climbing wall in the world. Like it is an old brick wall. It goes straight up. You have a rope and help. So you all make it to the top of the wall successfully, and you can look down upon the city in front of you. You know, like when they do like spin-offs of westerns and like they have like the one tumbleweed roll across the street and the city is otherwise empty. That's kind of what's going on here. There are a few of the crickety crackities that are kind of like either like mindlessly kind of like walking like against doors of like closed buildings, or like NPC idling out in a video game when they don't know what to shoot anymore, just kind of not doing anything. You guys haven't made any like particular noise or spoken yet, so none of them have like heard you. Other than that, like it looks like a ghost town, and it's freaky because like this is College Town, USA. Like, this place is busy all the time. And like, lights are off. There are shutters drawn. Nobody's out. It's daunting. Yeah.
Well, let's try and keep it quiet for as long as we can.
That's a good idea. Is everyone down for heading towards the university?
Aye.
Looks like it's the only sign of life.
If
Um,
nothing else, it's a good place to start.
So if we're going for avoidance, non-detection, let's do some speed rolls. Maybe should I jack up the difficulty?
No.
Should you?
There are
I
two
would
kinds
not
of players.
judge you or be upset for doing that.
Let's
you did that.
do level 4 because it is otherwise quiet. You're the only source of distraction right now.
So that's a 12 we gotta
That
beat?
is a 12 or higher.
We should have asked if there was a way for Belle to make a noise. Okay, I got a 13. We're good.
I got a natural 20.
Nice.
Oh, whoa.
I have
stops existing.
I rolled a 4 total.
God,
But I
where are
am-
you?
I am trained in stealth though, so it's still bad.
Oh no, everybody froze. It's my favorite game. Oh no, everybody froze.
Well, so froze, you frozen person. And now you're
Have I
not frozen
have I
anymore.
unfrozen now?
Yes, you
Yes.
have.
Yes.
Okay. Will you give me your scores again? I have a 20.
Mhm.
Oh, I got a 13.
13.
I am trained in stealth, but I rolled a 4.
4.
What's the goal if I am trained in stealth? Is it still
It
12?
would have been 9.
I'll pump the 5.
So you're gonna add an extra 5 points to that.
Yes, to just match the
Okay.
number.
And then-
I
also-
have a thing.
What number are you ending up with?
You asking me?
Sorry, not you, D, because I didn't.
Oh,
did
Yes,
not.
I will spend 4 speed points to get myself to 9 as well.
That's still a very. Your average score is still higher than 12, even. So both as a group and individually, you're doing okay. For someone who is relatively tall compared to the group and like blue, it's very strange that Taha has like disappeared.
It's that like intern ability to
Yeah,
just vanish.
The rest of you who have like a lot of different field experience that would probably be like way more valuable when it comes to sneaking around. Like, you're all impressed in your own way to see how they have like kind of excelled at disappearing. You guys all get along just fine though. Some of you have been here before. You kind of know, don't open creaky doors, try to step on solid ground, all the normal stuff, and you make it to the the university has a number of buildings, so why don't you direct me in like a general like with a general thought, where are we going?
I mean, Belle said that there were people signaling from the observatory, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where you want to. Okay.
I would
So-
assume as such, if everyone nods in agreement.
Yeah, I can try to guide us there through.
I mean, it's not like hidden. Like, it's a city. It's a college city. There are signs, and it's pretty obvious because it's an observatory. So you guys can make it there Just fine. The doors are, in the fashion of this show, closed.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Yeah, you can try to pick the lock. Do you have
I-
tools to do that?
You know, I don't. So never mind. As far as I know, I don't. So never mind. Or I guess. Does anyone have lock picking tools?
No, but I have. I'll pull out a bobby pin.
Ah, yes, I can try with that.
Classic.
I am trained in lock picking. Exploring dark places, the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay. I actually have as my difficulty example on my handmade difficulty chart, picking a lock as level 4. So let's do intelligence 4.
Let's go. Come on.
I have picked a lock before
So
in my own home,
got
nonetheless.
Quite
it's
fun.
intellect. I got a 6 that I add 1, so that's a 7. How I am a bad player and I don't know what I need to hit for a difficulty level 4.
So you need a 12. This does not
Okay.
prevent you. This is like one of those things that you could try probably again, or you could approach a different way. Like nothing is actually, I'm not going to give you guys any ideas. Yeah.
I just think I have a very big intellect pool. So I would need to add like 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just add 5 to it.
So before you commit to that, I do think it is important information to remember that our pools are also the way we take damage. So it's
That
not
is
just
very
spent
important.
for it's not just spent for skills. If you get hit, you're going to have to subtract it from one of those pools.
Okay. So this
Today
might be a
is the
mistake.
day-
I am sorry.
Sorry,
might be
I'm amazed to see the day where D is the angel on someone's shoulder. Wow.
I'm still going to be my own devil. And I am still going to use 5 intellect points. I have 16 in my pool, so I'm just going to bring that down to an 11.
Listen, I support people making reckless choices, so long as you know they're reckless. Then
They
I'm
have
all
to be
for it.
informed, reckless choices.
I really like the sentence, I'm gonna be my own devil.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's really good.
it's the tagline for the
Thank you.
show
I
now.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I thought about it myself.
or
It
alive.
sprouted from my smooth brain.
Be your own devil.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. Get that on a t-shirt. Here we go.
We get team jerseys.
All right. So this is an older lock. Probably isn't actually locked very often. So it kind of gives you some trouble. You haven't done it in a while. Eventually,
I also
like
just
you,
love the visual of this person in like temple robes. They're a very small mouse with their little tiny paw hands. I don't think they even have opposable thumbs, like because they're paws.
No
they're just
opposable
picking
thumb,
the lock
only
with a
bobby pin. Yeah, eventually you think that you have broken the bobby pin, but it actually like pushes the mechanism and pops the lock. So it snaps off. I will say it's not gonna be able to be reused. Like it's broken. So it would need to be like fiddled with to like make that door lock properly again, but it is open.
Taha, I deeply apologize. Your bobby pin is now useless. I don't think I can even get it out of here.
Of all the things that are happening right now, I think I will live.
I believe so too.
My bun may not for much longer, but I think I will survive.
This is good information to have.
Mm-hmm.
So we are heading into the university. And let's see.
Is there a way that we can at least like secure this door if we can't relock it? Like, I don't want like a
You can. I mean, like it can still be closed.
Mhm.
Like it just can't be locked. If you would like to move some furniture around,
I mean, yeah, it's a
you-
college. There's so much movable
Yeah.
furniture.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of like random seats. Like, of course.
It's like, ah, yes, here's where all the budget went. Wonderful. A nice modern chair.
Hey DM,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a spicy question in your Discord DMs.
Okay.
Like
That
that's a spicy
is-
question.
That is Rebecca Janik. That is not the right person. I definitely almost hit enter on that.
No, D, I want something spicy. Send me something spicy. Please?
Oh god, I just got it.
What do you think?
Oh. I have the power.
You do.
You know how I'm gonna make this choice? I'm gonna roll the big D20.
Oh boy.
And on an is an odd yes or an odd no?
An odd is no.
Alright, I'm gonna roll it on the floor. I don't have any room on this desk.
When your D20 is so big, your room is your dice tray.
That is a 9, so no.
Okay.
I will give you that individual's current assignment is in Baraltan.
Okay. Yep.
That back on the green shelf now. My bookshelf is color coded. So actually inside, and while you're barricading the door, you can see the inside of the university. Also quiet in here, both a good sign and a bad sign. I think you would all know at this point. There doesn't seem to be a lot of noise, but you do hear like the brief like shuffling of movement upstairs. Like you can hear when like someone lives above you. You can hear footsteps.
Do we all want to go towards the noise?
I guess that is a good point of note. Since I don't think it's been explicitly stated, do the cricky crackies make noise? Like, is it like classic zombie, like blah, or are they just kind of like shuffling?
Yeah, so
Okay.
other than the movement that they make from like physically walking or like another action, they don't really speak.
That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, they're silent and it is creepy.
God bless. Well, I guess since the door was locked, we can make the assumption that none of them have gotten in here. So, sure. And then I'll grab this spear and like twist it so the pointed end shoots out and go, but I'll go first.
All right.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is a smart decision.
So heading up. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I pull out my curved sword.
We're gonna make a big deal out of this, huh? I just
Well,
wanted to give
I've
out
called it
the
bit
slight-
multiple times.
It's a bendy sword. It
Uh,
leave.
I don't know what they're called. I do like the wiggly ones. That's like the lightning sword in Fire Emblem, but I don't know what they're actually called. I think they look cool though. I know that my friend John, who isn't watching this right now, because he, despite being one of my best friends, quote unquote, does not derive enjoyment from watching other people play, which is very consistent. He doesn't watch any APs, but I know that he knows the name of that, and I will ask. I digress. Moving up the stairs to the second floor of rooms in here. A building with an observatory is, of course, very tall. So you have a number of floors. You're not going to get to the actual observatory part for a while. There are just like rooms of classrooms, auditoriums, and stuff like that. Going onto the second floor, you see, especially those of you who have like worked in defensive situations, very impressive organization. People often underestimate college students, but they shouldn't underestimate them now because they have something going on. So the like common area in the hallways has been cleared out. There have been some some lecture halls that have been barricaded. They have like maps and like people's notes like plastered up over like what would be windows into the hallways, all covered up. The doors even like stuffed underneath the bottoms, like with people's jackets, like paper towels and like towels from bathrooms, stuffed underneath the doors. There's only one which has like one like 8.5 by 11 like of paper cut out, and there are some people observing through the window while there are other people watching the stairs on both sides, the doors of the other classrooms. There are other people also just talking. It's likely that there were a few classes going on with the volume of people that are here. I would say that there's like maybe about 30 people on this floor alone. And many of them turn to look at you when you come up the stairs.
If there's one thing college students are good at, it's surviving when someone is trying to suck the life out of them. That's
No, it's
basically
true.
all they do.
Yep.
Something cabin in the woods. Something
It's the only course that every college offers, actually. Curtis will point the tip of the spear at the ground and say, "We can all speak, just so no one shoots us or anything like that."
Figured when you weren't like walking towards us with a blank look in your eyes. The fuck are you doing here?
Trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Well,
There's like about 4 nods of like, yeah, fair enough.
we figured that well, I don't know if you all know this, but it seems that whatever's going on with the zombies is associated with the God's Vein mushroom. And we figured since, well, there's a lot of God's Vein mushroom here, we may be able to get more information.
Somebody, one of the people who's like at the like observance window, whatever we're gonna call it, the test classroom. I think that's what I'll call it. Like slaps like the person next to them on the shoulder. I told you it was the mushrooms. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Come here then, I guess. Here. Inside of this classroom, it looks like not great in there. Like what would have been like kind of like a circle of desks, like things are toppled over, like what would have like light fixtures are like hanging like they were torn. Like there was a very clear struggle in here. The floors are scuffed, and there are a number of undead bodies like on the floor of the classroom, and there's one that's still alive that has been like restrained to a desk so that it can't like try to go out the window. That has just been trying to like get in different places unsuccessfully.
Oh, wow. Okay. You restrained one of them. That's intelligent, I think.
Yeah, that's my brother, Alistair.
Okay. Yes. That makes a lot of sense. Have you guys observed anything in Alistair's behavior
Uh, mhm.
other than, this?
Well, it was the elemental magic elective, which was the most fun class that they
Mhm.
offered this semester. I don't really. There's kind of a consensus around the students that are standing around this window. I don't really know what happened. And it happened fast. And we've never been the fighting type of siblings. So I knew something was up.
It just happened suddenly. There wasn't one of the other ones, kind of gesture to them, that burst in and attacked.
It's, well, I don't know who started it. One of our other classmates came back from the bathroom looking a little funny, and I guess
Mhm.
that might have been it.
All right.
From the bathroom. We should check out the bathroom after this.
Mhm.
We locked this one up. But there's another one upstairs that should be open. They're fuck, what's the schedule? And somebody like shuffles with like a paper schedule. Um when we went into lockdown, there were 4 classes plus whatever professors had office hours in
Mhm.
here. Which is probably just Fitz. Fitz is always here. At least one professor is here, somebody says. But we haven't seen him. Every class sent somebody up to the top to try to get help, but nobody has come.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Well, quick question. Do you want us to refer to, well, we call them crickety crackities, clickety clackities, crickety crackities?
Crickety crackities, yes.
We call them what?
The
We
crickety
call them-
crackities.
We
The
call
sound
them
they make.
crickety
Scientific
crackities.
term.
Yes.
No, they're like dead mushroom people.
Right.
Yeah,
and
but
We
the word
crickety
for
saw-
them
crackities
is
is a lot
We
easier to
saw
say.
Mhm.
because you see, and one of the students points at like one of the ones that's on the floor that has like some large gashes from being fought, and you can see that same inside of the body
Mhm.
with that like mushroom like texture and patterning. Like, I don't know how they became mushroom people. They're mushroom people, and with that, I want to call a break.
Incredible.
Because it's about time for me.
Mhm.
Tried to get my parents to just bring my food up one floor from the porch to my room, and neither of them could do that.
Mm.
So we will take a break. I will eat a cold panini. You will drink water and stretch, and we will be back.
I'm going to be eating hot chicken.
Hello. Welcome back from your breaks. Extended while we talked shit about college. And we are back in Fantasy College, where we have some serious organization going on. We have some undead in observance. We have a sort of student guard system going on. Probably maybe about 100 people, 110, scattered throughout the building, still alive. All threats within currently contained. Outside the building, not perfect, but no help has come. And I believe we left off at Mushroom People.
Yes, mushroom people is another word that could be used to describe them. I wasn't here when we started calling them crickety crackities, but that is what I've gotten used to personally.
That's apparently the scientific term.
Can't argue with science. Can I walk over to this person's brother?
He is. Oh wait, do you mean the living one or the undead one?
The mushroom person one.
Yeah, he's like locked in the in the classroom.
Is he up against the door?
Not currently. He has a hard time getting around because they've managed to like tie his like ankle to a desk. So like he can drag it and walk, but it takes a while for him to move.
I kinda want to examine one of these up close.
You missed the autopsy last week.
We did do an autopsy.
They did do an autopsy.
Bless. I would like to examine a living one.
Yeah,
That's valid.
You're gonna have to try to convince them to let you in because they're not gonna want that.
Dr. Moonriver.
Yes.
Would it be beneficial if you could examine a living one to try and get a better read on what magic has reanimated it?
Yes, quite so. Previously we had done an autopsy on one, and when we had cut into the mushroom-like fibers, it released magic from inside of it. So our working theory is that the magic that has gone missing has somehow swapped places into these beings, and we just haven't seen a living one up close that hasn't been actively, trying to murder us.
Right. I'm going to need that key from you.
Like to this door?
No, to your house. Yes, to the door.
Right. Here's the thing. Presumably government people, because I wasn't born yesterday. We're all level for once. I can't do magic, you can't do magic, they can't do magic. I can't guarantee that you won't kill him if I let you in there.
I'm going to say this in a way that maybe is not gentle, but it is true. He's already dead.
If he were already dead, then he wouldn't be walking around. He's fixable.
Okay.
His organs,
well, what if we told you
have been replaced with mushrooms? His insides will look like that. At the moment, we don't know if there's a way to unmushroomify your brother.
More than that, it would not be to our benefit to walk in and immediately kill him. We are trying to examine one that is alive and keeping. You're right. It's possible that Alistar is fixable. And if we keep him alive, that means that we will have someone to try to fix when we have more information. But we do need more information. And examining one that is alive is a way to do that. So if you want to help your brother, I do highly suggest that you let Curtis and Taha in. I mean, Dr. Moonriver. I'm sorry, I didn't know that you preferred that.
Of course.
All right.
We're being casual.
Let's get an intelligence roll. I gotta say, that was pretty good. I was gonna make it a level 3.
Good.
It'll be a level 2.
It's pretty fucking
Incredible.
good.
That was pretty good. You would have convinced me. I'm also an only child.
I got an 18 plus
Wow.
1. That's a 19.
One of the other students is like, you should listen. You should listen when. And he's like, yeah, you're right, aren't you? Don't kill him. That's my job at the end of the day. Both joking, but really, if things go south, I will handle it. If it comes down to that, not you.
Of course.
Understood.
And he will produce the key to the classroom from his pocket, and he will put it in the door and be like, I'm going to open it real quick. You're going to go in. I'm going to close it again until you're ready to come out. All right?
Before you turn the key, all 4 of us going in? I'll look
I
to
think
Gale
I
and
may go
Raoul.
explore the bathroom that he came from before. While you guys are doing that, I don't think I'm going to be much use with this live one. Raoul, if you would like to come with me, that would be lovely, just
That's
for
what I was gonna
protection's
say,
sake.
Yeah, it's not good for one of us to go around alone because anything can happen.
Smart.
Hmm.
All right.
Shall we?
I'll look to the kid with the key in the door. Just nod at him.
All right. You will open it enough for the two of you to step inside and close it behind you. More people have come to observe also.
Because there's like a big ass window.
Yeah,
into
they
this
only
room.
have a little bit of it uncovered,
Mhm.
but they will take another piece of paper off. So it's a little bit bigger so people can watch.
All right, Dr. Moonriver.
Mhm.
What is the best way? I don't know. I was figuring you could do like some magical analysis
Yeah.
on this thing.
Yeah, let me just.
Yeah, its attention is towards you as you come in because of the noise of like the door opening, and he will like begin to try to come towards you, but that desk is a pretty significant weight, so he's not moving very fast.
I would like to do my scan ability thingy on this little funky little lad. Kind of with the it's long, but I can read it to you. It's you scan an area the size of a 10-foot cube, including all objects or creatures inside of it. Scanning a creature reveals itself. It's like the kind of thing that I did before, but this time I want to get more up close to it because I did it on the one that was on the ground.
Yeah,
actively doing shit.
You want some information on the live specimen?
Yes.
All right. So you scan. This is something you've done before. Plenty of times. You've been through the kind of like animal keeping classes. You've been through the briefings on what to do if there's this attack or that attack for your job. I wish I had the good old PBTA question list. I was gonna say that you could ask me questions. Instead, I will. Actually, no, not instead. What do you want to know?
Is there any like what key features of like its movement like strike out as like magical? Because we didn't see like any like muscles or like the muscles were in there, but there was just mushroom goo in between it, right?
What about the movement is magical?
Yeah, it's like because something has reanimated this being. Is it from kind of what we know that's inside of it? Is it the mushroom that is moving it, or are the muscle membranes inside of it still active and moving it, and it's powered by the mushroom, or is it the mushroom that has surrounded all of that? What is moving this creature?
Okay. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to reveal some of my inspiration for how these things work.
Smurfs.
That I have told many of my friends in real life about. So part of this campaign comes from this one time that my dad watched a documentary about mushrooms on Netflix, and he made me listen to him talk about it because I got my ADHD from him genetically for like an hour. And he told me that mushrooms can like communicate with each other essentially, like through the ground. And they don't need to actually be physically connected to each other. They basically have like magic radar sense, and that's like real life.
Haunted.
And
I watched a documentary. It's cool.
did you watch it?
Yeah, I've seen that doc. Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to Andrew. He got that NPC named after him. He's my father. Huge shout out. Yeah. So with that kind of understanding, you know of some things that work this way magically and like naturally. You look at the way that it moves. And like I've been saying, the walking is obviously hindered. But the movement isn't exactly as you would have learned to walk, right? It's like you're forgetting a few steps. So like the feet don't quite like roll off the ground, the knees don't quite bend. It's a little bit mistimed. That's what makes it kind of clumsy and undead-ish in this particular piece of media that I made up. And again, everything is something that somebody made up. So it's disjointed. Like not all of the muscle memory of a human body is there. And connecting that with the knowledge that these mushrooms can sort of communicate, and what you already know about the Godsbane mushrooms from before, the way that they like scavenge and take over things, you would be able to assume in the most long-winded answer ever that the mushrooms, with whatever magic they've absorbed, are like exerting energy to make the bodies move.
Okay. So, yeah.
Well,
What are their? Yeah, I'll relay that information.
That was. I like to imagine that more or less it's exactly as we just heard it. And Curtis just goes, "Okay."
So then the question is, how did they absorb all of the magic? Or was there some larger source of Godsbane mushroom that absorbed a great deal of magic? Or is it just the magic that is inside everyone? Maybe the real mushrooms was the magic that we made along the way.
Thank you for saying it. I wanted to so
F
badly.
is your friends who do stuff together.
I'll admit you're kind of losing me here. But
Great.
If they're subsisting on our own internal magic, or if all the magic's been, I don't know, transferred into these mushrooms and now they're trying to expel it, how did the mushrooms end up inside people?
That is the question. And you saw the ones that were kind of out there with the more, I'm imagining that like it's getting closer and we're just kind of shimmying to the other side of the room, like whenever it gets relatively nearby. The ones out there, they're not actual, it's just the mushroom kind of fibers that have like filled up all of the open space, kind of where, there's not really any organs or anything. It's just, yeah.
Right. Well, I suppose that's about as much information as you're going to be able to get from being in a room with this one, right?
There could be more. What do its eyes look like?
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
So
tell me everything. I'll get close if I gotta.
So you've got like two parts of the eye. There's the white part, the colored part.
Yeah.
So the white part is it's yellow in the way that like your teeth get yellow. like in this world. Like there are some people with perfect white teeth, but those eyes aren't quite white like an eye. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the exact phrasing, but yeah, they're a little bit yellowed in the whites, and the irises, that's the color part. The irises are paler, drained. There's still a semblance of color there. Alistair and Wynn, they had dark skin. They had kind of darker eyes, kind of like a purplish hue. They look very alike, though they're not twins, but they look very alike. So you can see that like that purpley is much more muted, closer to a mauve, almost in the eyes in comparison.
Okay. Is it when they walk towards us, because you said they don't like moan, they don't do the zombie like moan thing. Is it just like walking with like is its mouth open, kind of like I want to get a bite, or is it just like
it's open in the sense that like when you're asleep your mouth is open because you're not actively holding your jaw shut. It's not
the mushroom's not like, oh, I should close my mouth because it's polite.
Yeah.
Okay.
The mushroom does not have concept of politeness.
Yeah. And it's the teeth of them have just been like generic humanoid teeth, the same teeth that they
whatever
had.
teeth
Okay.
the being previously had. Yeah. I will say the best thing I can do is bring up this obscure reference.
Please.
Whatever these things are to human beings, there's a video on YouTube that I think is famous, but it might only be famous to nerds of a particular kind, where somebody programmed a robot to play Giant Steps by John Coltrane on the saxophone. And the robot plays it perfectly, except it sounds horrible. And this is what it's like if humanity sounded horrible. Like it stands and it moves, but like there's nothing behind it, and if there is something behind it, it's locked.
There's no like life to any of the movements.
Yeah,
it's just
like a scallop. It's alive. I think scallops should be vegan. There's no way they have feelings.
You know, go
It's
off.
a bad take.
Hot take.
It's a hot take.
Every time anyone mentions scallops, I just think of Gordon Ramsay. So that's
I
where
love-
my brain is now.
I love scallops. I love scallops. That opinion is from a TikTok that I so deeply agree with that I bring it up now.
Fair.
But I digress. Robot playing Giant Steps, scallop, whatever you want to say. It's alive, but it is not with soul at the moment.
Are you saying it's like alive, but it's not sentient? Like, is that kind of?
I think it would technically be considered sentient because it can still react to stimuli, as you guys have seen with the sound. It still like technically moves on its own, like but it's not like you're not gonna sit down and have a conversation with the zombie. You're not gonna bargain with it. It's not gonna feel bad when it bites you.
Okay, mushroom scallop zombie.
I have
Mushroom
made
scallop zombie.
so many weird comparisons in 4 episodes alone.
Yeah.
I love it.
No one's gonna play another game with me again.
That is a lie.
That is a lie.
Unmuting simply to disagree with that. I will 100 play with you no matter what.
It's a threat. It's a threat and a promise.
I will hurt you if we don't play ever again.
I know,
okay?
because how would I romance Becca if we didn't play again?
Do I see the injury that he got that caused this?
Yeah, you do.
A bite, I assume.
Yeah. So, there is a bite. It's like pretty low down on his arm, like near his wrist, like right here.
Okay.
It's kind of icky looking because like there's like no blood,
Right.
so it's just It's
is
gunky. I used the word gunk last time. I'm stick with it. It's gunky.
gunky, yes. Is it the mushroom gunk, or is it some kind of like leftover? I want to swab it to see if I can get a sample of whatever energy transfusion happened between the two. That is my intent that I am telling you
Okay.
here, Max.
Okay. Are you going
as
to
my game
express
master.
that to Curtis, or are you just going to do it?
I would like to get a sample from that wound.
Okay.
I'm just telling you it because I'm going to approach it very closely right next to its little grabby hand. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, I mean I'm willing to use. I'm gonna pick up like a chair and kind of like turn it like outward so it's like, you know, the leggies are sticking out. I could like hold it back and then get the you know one.
I think I'll hold it back, and
All right.
I'll turn my spear so it's more like a pole, and
Mhm.
just try to keep it like away. How
Right.
feasible would it be that I have handcuffs?
You specified to me pre-session that you were going to take like the contents of your work like locker. That is
Right.
100% feasible.
Roger. I would like to handcuff this myconoid's hands behind its back.
Okay, so let's get a strength roll.
No,
Let's- Okay.
I'm going to use my ability. Think my
Oh,
way
literally
out.
no. Okay.
So this will be an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead. It's an intelligence roll.
And what's
It's-
my difficulty?
I've been liking the 3 and 4 range today. Let's make it a 3.
Natural 20.
Okay.
I did the thing.
So part of the cricking and cracking that has made the technical term crickety crackities is that the bones they aren't like as solidly in place as they would be, as if all of the ligaments and etc. were also in place. So you step around to grab, and like the arm just kind of like shift. It's very strange, but it works. It works pretty easily. You get the hands behind the back and cuffed.
Awesome.
I wonder if it is the mushroom that is controlling its movement. Can it move the body in ways that ours can't?
Let's hope we don't find that out right.
Right, valid. Right, where's my swabs?
Can I also say, as like my extra benefit thing storyteller, that Taha has like with the arms back, the shoulders are sort of pushing the collarbone forward since arms behind back.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to swab.
Swab.
All right. I'm not going to answer that question about the movement. I am not answering it on purpose because it hasn't been demonstrated to you either way.
Mhm.
You do get your. I would make you roll, but like with assistance and the undead handcuffed, I don't really see a point. You get your swab. I presume you're putting it in one of your vials.
Yep.
Ta-da. Ta-ha.
Yeah. Ta-da. Yeah. Taha. Was there anything that you wanted to learn, or were you just mostly here to make sure I didn't get eaten? It is appreciated, of course, Curtis. But
You can stew on that. Let's jump over to Gale and Raul investigating the Banyo. Let's.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Banyo.
you're going to the one that has been like blocked off on this floor, right? Nobody is guarding it. It's blocked off for the sake of like in this kind of situation, it's best to keep people going to like one of each facility. And somebody around here knew that. But yeah, it's not like guarded. So you can ask around for a few minutes and get the key, get in, bathroom. Like, it's pretty nice. University is like the biggest and best for a reason. It's kind of got like it's a rounded sort of sink thing in the middle. Big tall mirrors. There are a number of bathroom stalls. They're all closed, or like they all have the ability to close, I should say. Like the doors are open because nobody's in them. There is a window in here, but you're on the second floor at this point, so it is not. You can't easily climb in it or out of it.
Okay. Raoul, since we know that people turn almost immediately when they get bitten, I would make the assumption that Alistar did not get infected through being bitten. So just in case, one thing that I do know about mushrooms is sometimes they have spores. So just in case, I suggest we do cover our mouth and nose. It's possible that that is a necessary precaution, but
This is why I always carry masks on me. It's never. You can always be prepared.
yes. Do you have an extra one?
Oh, I do. I have like 20 here.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Ooh, Fantasy
better.
KN95.
It's better to have it or not need it than to need it and not have it, right? As my old mama used to say.
Mask up, New York.
I love that. It does fit a little weird around the snout, but that is to be expected. Okay.
In
and
the
then I think-
downtime between episodes, we will be sewing Gail a snout-friendly mask.
Beautiful, fantastic. I've never felt more loved. Then I think Gail's probably going to start one by one going into the stalls and even like flushing the toilets and like maybe even looking in the, I don't know what these fantasy toilets are like. I'm assuming they're like our toilets.
I'm trying to think.
Asking
the
the
toilets
GM what
flush-
these fantasy toilets are like. Not something I necessarily thought I'd be doing.
I don't actually know if the toilets work right now because there's no magic, and like magic constitutes for electricity, and that's kind of part of modern plumbing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Or
how
does the
modern
toilet
plumbing
just
works.
work, or is there electricity involved?
Toilets don't work. They don't require that. They don't require electricity. It is just like kind of like the nature. It's
They
like a
just go.
plunger system. Yes.
You know what? Then they flush. Good to know. I'm not a plumber. I dated an electrician once. That's about as close as we're getting. So yeah, standard
Okay, cool.
enough toilets. Probably more variation in material than like what we have. You've got like in whatever given area, whatever stone is in most abundance to the local area is what's used to construct the vessel.
Yeah. Gail also doesn't really know anything about toilets, but it's just like knows you can open this part up. So like they open up the tank and then they look in it as they like flush
Yeah.
and like just check everything.
Roll a d20. I want to do something funny if you roll high.
Oh, God.
Okay. Is there any, I'm trained in searching. I don't know if, okay. I'll
Just roll the
It's fine.
straight d20. It's like a luck. It's like a luck roll.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 4. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I gotta get somebody else to do these random rolls. I want to do funny stuff. That's okay.
The random rolls don't really go well for me.
All right. It's looking pretty standard. Cleaned relatively recently. There is nothing like hidden in here that you are aware of.
I would like to check all the sinks and the tubing
All right.
beneath the sinks.
Let's do intelligence.
Oh, I'm so good at this.
Let's just do difficulty 2.
That is a 2 on the dice, so I succeed. Right? That's how that
Yikes.
works.
Yeah, you need a 6 or higher at level 2.
Cool. I don't fucking know how pipes work. What is this sorcery?
Yeah. You get to like, I mean, like you can look around the sinks, but you don't like super know what you're doing.
It doesn't help that the sinks are like up here for me.
Yeah, and like the pipes like kind of like go in all different directions, and you're not really
Yeah.
sure what to do with that.
It just opens up and just goes, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. You open the cabinet and just decide you don't want anything to do with that.
I just close it back up. All right, I'll just wait for the mouse.
Can I look out the window? Is the window open?
No, the window is closed. It's like you could look through it, but it is not open.
Okay. Was there like anything on the way to the bathroom that someone that like Alistar might have like stopped and looked at?
I will say, in the common sense realm of things, like it's school. There were people around. Also, I don't think Alistair is the one that I intended to have come from the bathroom. I think it was someone else who is now dead. Who became who Alistair became victim of.
Oh yes.
yeah.
Sorry. You were correct. That's what you said.
But
I thought so. If I was right about that thought, I didn't know, but that is what I thought.
You were. I remember this, and now.
Okay. So, but yeah, whoever it was, it doesn't really matter. The same principle applies. There were people, and there's no way to say where they all were, and if they're alive, or if they are alive, if they were even present in this building still. So that is, I guess, like a main concern. Joel?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Question. Do we see any blood or any trail that might indicate a potential pathway to where everything started in here?
Intelligence difficulty 4.
I am good at tracking.
That's very smart. It's very smart. Smart.
I am trained. I'm trained in tracking. What is that? That is a 13 on the dice.
That beats it because you need a 12 or higher for difficulty 4.
I knew that.
So you're still kind of annoyed that you can't figure these sinks out. You've done a lot of things in your life. Why can't you figure out a sink? Yeah. Like hunting animals has to be harder than sink.
Yeah, why does it go over there? There's nothing there.
And so kind of like standing like in the sinks in the area in the mirrors, you see like a little bit red spots on the mirror, a little bit on the porcelain of the sink. You know this pattern. You've been injured lots of ways in the past, in the lifestyle that you have. And this is what it looks like when someone coughs up.
Oh, what's this?
That looks painful.
There's like very little of it, but there's enough for you to like recognize, like, I'm standing here. If I were standing here and I coughed, like that's where it would have ended up.
So this is very interesting. It seems like, at least with bites, people transform almost immediately, but there must have been another way that people, maybe even multiple people at once, well, I guess we don't know that yet, got infected.
Another thing to keep in mind is that the first of the crickety crackities that we saw back home were originally dead as well. This is something to keep in mind as well.
That's very, very interesting.
Aye.
Because this person was certainly not originally dead.
It didn't die quickly either. There's enough time to cough up blood.
Do you think maybe it's just that the infection has evolved? If infections evolve all the time. They start out one way and then realize that it's they evolve in order to survive.
So what? It was an airborne virus. Now it transmits itself through bites.
Well, we don't know how this specific person originally got infected. We know that this person
Okay.
bit, well, I guess we weren't specifically told this, but I assume that this person bit Alistar, and that's how Alistar got infected. So how this person got infected, we don't know.
GM, quick question. Is that the only blood that we see in the bathroom?
That is the only blood that you find in the bathroom.
There's no other blood coming in or out. If they had been bitten, there must have been a wound. It would have been blood, even
Yes.
if it's just a trickle, which means this is the infection spot for this individual. Wouldn't that be the correct assumption based on the information we have?
It is a possibility. I guess what I was trying to say is that maybe the first people who got infected, whether that's one person or multiple people, may have gotten infected in a different way than a bite. And the bite just ended up being the way that most people got infected, as that was the easiest way for the virus to transfer itself.
Makes sense to me.
This is still very good information. Good eye, Raoul.
This is
All right. As you ponder, back to the other ponderers. Did we decide if there's anything else that needs to be done with Alistair as he walks?
Can I, in the swabbing, did Empress Moon River, did
Mm-hmm.
did they get some of the actual like cap or like some of the actual mushroom tissue, or is it just like a blood swab?
Because of the restraint, I didn't make you roll. So whatever you were aiming for, Becca.
I was mostly trying to get the gunkus, the aforementioned gunk, since we had seen the mushroom particles before. So I did not try to get any mushroom.
It was immediate.
Oh my god, the little face.
She wasn't off the desk for more than a half second before jumping
I
back
know.
on.
That's all she needed.
I know. She's a menace. Yeah, just gunkus. Only the gunk.
Okay,
Just the gunk.
that's what you got then.
Yes. Did you want some of the did you want more of the actual mushroom part? We could try to harvest that from one of the dead ones
One of the dead ones.
if you wanted to look at it.
Didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that is
Mhm.
what I was aiming for.
I was also we only did a chest autopsy. We could look in the brain, because if there's something controlling it, it would, and it has, use of its, senses, then there's got to be some activity at least happening around the brain, right?
Yes, but not this one.
Oh, no, of course not this one. Maybe potentially the one that bit him.
Might be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
if there's nothing more you want in here, then I think we can leave. Alistair, thank you for your cooperation. Any reaction in the eyes? Dip blank. Yep. Cool. Lovely. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Um,
I like
Excited.
take my handcuffs back off of it.
these students outside, before they let you out, they're gonna have you stand and like hold like your arms and make sure that you don't have any like bites or anything like that and any
You
visible
were
skin.
watching the whole time.
Yeah, they were watching the whole time, but they're checking just in case.
Get
Um,
Curtis like goes along with it very easily because he's like, I would also double check. So this is fair.
Mhm. But yes, you are free of bites. You are allowed out of the classroom, and the door is locked again. Can I say that our folks from the bathroom are joining, or is there more to be done in the bathroom? You are muted, Layla.
Thank you.
Oh, I
I don't
need that face in a GIF. That was great.
Oh, I don't know what face I made, but I do make
It
them
was-
a
it was
lot.
like
Yeah, I'm fine with us being back, Raul. How do you? I mean, that's not your name, but
Oh no, we're
That's
back.
okay.
No, I'm Raul. Apparently, it's okay. I know we're essentially identical in personality and demeanor. It's okay.
that's not what I was trying to say.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's okay. I promise. It's fine.
I know. We have fun here.
We do. Yeah. I think we'll just go back and relay and just switch trade information on what we discovered.
yeah. Doesn't we don't need to go through this.
Yeah.
You share
Times
the
fucking
information.
suck.
Which I turned to what was it? When?
Yeah. When
Which was the one that bit your brother?
oh well, this is weird with her classmates. And he points at one of the bodies inside, like locked inside the room.
Mhm.
Kind of like face planted, double dead on the floor.
In the locked room that we were just in.
Yeah, in the locked room.
Oh, great.
Taha.
I was just going to say that I would like to look at it then. If
You want to go back?
if you want us to look at it while we're in there with the active crickety crackety, then yes. Or if we could just, quickly drag it out somewhere.
We don't want them out.
No, it's valid.
And he goes, I'm not the leader. Can somebody else weigh in? And some more people join the conversation. The general consensus is that they don't want a body like out in the open. Some people, it's a respect for the dead thing. Some people, it's a we don't want to get infected thing. Some people, it's both. But they will drag it into another empty classroom. For you, if that's what you want to do.
Can we have them take it or take it ourselves? Because Curtis is completely fine with carrying the body. But is it possible for us to have like the science labs? Because this is a whole university tower, right? Or is it more a dormitory?
So glad you asked.
Perfect.
Because I have that in my plans. Oh.
Perfect.
Yeah. No. Yes. There. Yes. The
science
observatory
things work with no magic.
So, I mean, there are some things that will like work with no magic. There will at the very least be PPE, for you to use, and more open space, proper for this kind of thing. There are.
You mean a confessional isn't a great place to do?
No, not the best place.
You mean a confessional with a random dagger that was handed to me isn't a proper autopsy?
That was a whole thing. That was a whole thing.
Listen, that dagger is made to cutting things. All right, I mean
the serrated dagger.
Yeah, it's useful for things.
Yeah.
You guys ate last night and this morning because of that dagger, so you better put some respect to that name, all right?
Oh, I hope we cleaned it first.
Of course I did.
Okay, incredible. Good. This is good to
I'm a
know.
hunter, not a bad person. Couldn't think of a better word.
On topic, there are some science labs on the upper floors.
Lovely.
There's I mean, for different specializations of science, there are a few different rooms that I want to say the best place you could probably go is like a geology lab or a biology lab, whichever way you're gonna treat this.
Before we go to do this autopsy, can I ask a question to the group of people who are gathered around?
Yeah.
Did any of you, I know that they were your classmate, but just in case any of you have any more information about this person who, bit Alistar, do you happen to know if they were at a funeral recently? I wanted to ask just in case.
And someone says, "Can someone get lore?" Someone else says, "I can try." They will. This I wasn't planning on, but this makes the most sense. They will coax in the same way that you coax like a scared dog out in an animal shelter. They will get one of their classmates who has been like visibly sobbing. Like her whole face is red. She was wearing makeup. It's like all over the place. Over to you to talk.
I think Gail holds out one of their paws, like in a gesture of saying, like, "Oh, can I have your hands?" Like, and that's, obviously wants to get consent before touching this person.
Because you are a holy person, I think she will go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I basically just kind of hold their hands in mine and go, "I know that this is a very upsetting time for everyone, but your Lore, correct? I believe that is the name."
Yeah, Lorelai, whatever.
Yes, of course. I can see that you're very upset. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I thank you for whatever information you can give me in advance.
This is about just ask. Yeah, just ask.
Of course, absolutely. We were wondering, based on previous examples of the phenomenon that's happening here, if your I think you said something about partner, if your partner had been to a funeral recently, or maybe had even been around people who had been at a funeral.
Yeah, definitely. His parents from the funeral parlor, but I don't think he really hangs around there.
Yes, of course. But he probably would have been around his parents recently.
Do you think that he picked it up there?
We believe that we have a lot of reasons to believe that this started in people who had already passed.
What if I could prove to you that his parents were fine?
Any information you have is greatly appreciated.
Well, okay. They've been signaling up top, and you can see his house from the east wing. So if they're alive, they're in it's like she's trying to convince herself they're in there.
Okay. That is all very, very useful information. Thank you so much. I am sorry for your loss.
Yeah, me too.
I will let you back to your grieving now. Thank you.
Yeah,
And then
and this is kind of a point where it becomes apparent that there are some tensions here. Like, you're primarily interacting with like the group of students that have been like manning that observation. These are all people that in a way are like-minded. They have a similar goal here and a similar enough mindset that they're all doing the same thing. But there are more students and some staff members, perhaps not on this floor, but around, like, that are scattered throughout here. And some of them have now killed each other. And there are visible tensions between these people. You can see as they walk past, as more of like the sectioned off groups have to interact because of your like existence in this building, it becomes very clear that that is the case.
when you say killed each other, you mean killed each other as in like killed zombie versions of each other or killed non-zombie versions of each other?
Yeah, I mean like killed zombie versions of each other, but like at the end of the day, like that was a person who like you share a dorm with and you woke up in the same room as this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or like that
feel
was
that.
your professor all year. Like, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense that there would be tensions.
Yeah.
I walk back over to the group and I relay the information that Laura gave me. And I also, relay the information of there are a lot of tensions in this group. I don't know if our presence here is making it better. In fact, it may be making it worse. So I suggest we do what we need and leave them to their own devices.
I mean, now that we have more kind of a lead of what is happening, maybe we potentially don't need necessarily to do an autopsy, at least on that one, if that's a specific tension.
Sure.
We can. It might gain us helpful information, but if we're already upsetting people with that, I doubt cutting into one of their dead classmates' heads will help matters.
I think that however this person who we have not gotten the name of got infected, however they got infected, I don't know if the infection would appear any differently in their body. I think actually the best information we can get about how this person got infected is by going to their parents' house and trying to get more information on their day before they showed up to university.
Before we leave here, we should at least go to the science lab and examine the sample that we have. And potentially, if we find any that are just kind of strewn about, maybe we can collect more data from them.
You guys can head up to 502. Someone who was totally listening to your conversation says, Biolab should have been no class in there today. Yeah. Lovely. No, not today. Not this class block. Yeah. It should be open. Like I said, or somebody said, Fitz might be up there. She like exists in this building. She came down here earlier. She's definitely alive. So yeah, I guess keep an eye out. She's real hard to miss.
I turn to the person who was clearly listening to our conversation and I go, I understand why there are tensions. This is a very stressful situation and there seems to have been no leadership that you guys have experienced. But we are working our best to try and fix this. There are people out there who care and are trying to help. And I know that sitting around and waiting just makes things scarier. But right now, the best things that you guys can do is serve each other and protect each other.
I know that. Maybe not all these people do. It just sucks. You're not unwelcome here. I think you're fine here. But we can't stay in this building forever.
Where would you like to go? I mean, do you have food supplies here? Do you have anything that could sustain you for, I mean, at least a day or two?
There's at least a little bit of food in like every professor's office.
Like a calf in this building, just like a little coffee shop.
There is a coffee stand. It's on the first floor. I don't think anyone has gone down there yet. It's not about the food. We can't sit in here with that. And they point to the classroom. It's not gonna work.
You guys are doing the best you can, and I see that. Whatever you guys decide to do next, I do wish you the best of luck with it.
Yeah, thanks.
Curtis will go over to the this young person and will produce a flask, take a swig from it, just hold it out to him. It's very high quality brandy. And Curtis will spin the cap back on and say, "You're right. Fucking sucks. World's going to shit. When old jackasses like me die, they always leave a mess for y'all to clean up. Sorry about that. But sitting around forever isn't going to help anything, you're right. So while you are sitting here, find a broom."
Right. I guess we should clean up a little bit if we're gonna sleep in here.
Not a literal broom. I more meant because I made the mess metaphor.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
this is why I'm not a teacher.
this is.
I thought it was a lovely metaphor.
It was good. It was good. I've had a long day. I think everybody's had a long day.
So the night isn't as long.
I think it might be. They will go 502, and they will go delegate some people to start making this slightly more habitable for at least a night. So delegating to bring some food in more centrally, etc., etc. You are free to go up to the lab if that's where you choose, or to the house if that's what you choose.
As I don't know, depending on which way we're going, irrelevant of which way we're going, as we're going in that direction, I'm gonna saddle up to Curtis and just gonna be like, "Could I also have a little bit?" Or it's like,
"Oh yeah, go for it."
Try.
Yep. That's the only way I can stand it.
I got the fire balls, but I don't want to use those.
You know, it's when you're the head of a security firm, people just assume you like really dry stuff. I'd kill for a Long Island iced tea. No one ever gets me stuff like that. They get me dusty bottles of old brown shit.
I get you.
It's really inconsiderate to not appreciate people's preferences when you're getting them gifts.
All right. Well, we've got more things to track down, so we better get started. First, we got to go see if these folks are still alive.
That's what we want to do first.
Right.
Okay, so we are heading back out.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we wanted to go to 502 first.
Or you want to go up first. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah. And if we see just a rando crickety crackety on the ground, we'll get some mushroom out of it. or
I'm
something.
also going to have a arrow notched in case we don't see the cricket concrete on the ground and instead it's walking in our direction.
Yeah. In this building, at least, they have it under control for now.
Mhm.
There's talking like on all of the floors. There's like some groups of people everywhere. But yeah, you make it up to the 5th. That's where you can connect with the observatory, and that's where all of the science labs are. They're in 502 with like a gazillion books, and some like like pressings of things, stuff like that. Is this like middle-aged woman? She's got like really big hair, but like it's not big on purpose. It's big because like it's humid outside and things went wrong. And she has like really thick circular glasses. And she doesn't even notice you come in when you open the door. Yeah.
Is this Doc Ock from the Spider-Verse?
Fuck you, why would you know? Why would you go in my brain? I hate you.
I mean,
Wow.
I love watching Becca and Max read each other's minds.
Some of my favorite thing ever.
This is your fault, B.
That's so
Yes.
screwed up of you.
So- I read you.
Did you do that?
You
I
started
gave
saying
my
it, and I was
two
like,
descriptors.
Yes.
Is this
As we
bullying?
This is bullying. It's targeted.
Listen, it's not Becca's fault that you're predictable, question mark.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I don't know
we
if
were
you're
bullying. I'm trying to join in.
I think it's more so that your type is just so clear. Like your type of influences.
I tried to keep it diverse.
Sure.
when we walk into the room,
To be fair, there are references that you also
Okay.
missed.
Yeah.
So
Totally, for
it's
sure.
okay.
there are
We can
more
walk into the room
things.
later,
And
it's
you
fine.
just
Yeah, but it
invented
is-
Long Island. So
Yeah, but it is still funny that, even though there are references Becca missed, Becca still with 2 descriptors immediately.
this is as close as I will get to angry
Scientist,
in my life.
big hair, thick glasses. Doc
Max
Ock.
has had like such a rough week, and this is honestly the worst part of it.
This is the worst part. This is way
I'm gonna
worse than
cry. Wow,
Yes.
I thought we Max, my heart. I thought we were our characters were gonna romance each other.
I am /J. I am still going to romance your characters. This is not worse than my day.
Okay.
Trust
this
me.
is like the example of the people who, you romance, you PC romance are the people who can hurt you the most.
Mm-hmm. Raul definitely had a question they were about to ask that.
Sorry,
I'm
Joel.
just waiting for us to get back into the role play of the game and such. I'm just waiting for the tangent to reconnect.
The thing about tangents, they don't.
Yeah, I realize that now. Whenever we do enter the room after this whole conversation with God is happening, I will let the lady know that, or person, that we are here. I'm just gonna go, we're alive, just grumpy.
You're not my staff. And
Thank God.
you, and she looks at Curtis and kind of points, and there's like recognition in her eyes, and you know how she knows you, but she's not gonna say it. How can I help you? And she closes the book that she's looking at on its mark.
Hi, sorry. I'm Taha Moonriver from the Department of Magical Emergencies over
Doctor.
in oh right, yes, I'm not. I'm not gonna continue that lie. I'm not a doctor.
I thought you actually.
That's a lie?
Oh, yes. it was.
I believe.
I'm sorry. It's just that I don't know anything about you, so I assumed it was true.
No, that's valid. Anyway, we were wondering if we could use your lab.
Um, Feel free. If you've come all the way here from the department, I'm certainly not one to stop you. And there are 4 of you and 1 of me.
They know how to take care of the equipment. It'll be left in good condition.
Yes, like any good fake doctor.
Okay,
The doctor
didn't.
thing was me. I just kind of sprung that on Miss Moon or Mix Moon River.
Is it the same in Registoy?
Unfortunately.
Have any of you come from anywhere else? It's a shame. All right. Get about your research, and we will start with that research next week. That has been an episode, and now I will pick victim volunteers like a band teacher to outro themselves. D, take it
Hello.
away.
Hi, my name is D. My hair is in poofy puffs. I am a professional troublemaker on the internet. I cause problems in various places, and no one can stop me because I'm made of chaos, except my girlfriend. She knows where I sleep, but she enforces all of it anyway. So every other Tuesday, we are currently on hiatus for the summer. You can catch up with all 10 episodes of the prologue of my podcast through Hollow Flames, which is a D&D 5e homebrew campaign that I run for a couple of my friends, and they're traipsing around my world of Maneus. If you ever see me running a game on the internet, it's all in the world of Maneus. So if you want to see the D&D version, not virgin, but the time when D&D was a thing, the age of sword and sorcery, you should listen to Through Hollow Flames. And also, I'm going to give a TTRPG exclusive. I am also working on another D&D 5e homebrew campaign that is called The Journey to Darius Carlon. And that is going to have some wonderful folks in it. I still have to ask a couple of people, but I have plans for a very gay cast. Outside of that, you can follow me on Twitter at It's the Riddler. I am still yours and your favorite streamers, TTRPG Universal Champion. And if you want to find out how you can earn such a cool title, you should follow me on Twitter at It's Riddler.
Becca.
Hello, I am Becca Morgan. You can find me anywhere that I'm worth finding on the internet as Cool Armadillo, either with a 0 or not, depending on, the location, basically. As for other places you can find me, on Saturdays, you can find me in 2 different places. You can find me first on any of your favorite podcast listening apps for my podcast, Unlikely Adventurers, where me and my co-host Macy, what did we even do? We don't do anything except just try to make bad D&D characters, but it's really just an excuse to talk to each other and just, I guess, have me casually flirt with a married woman, as you do. And for the other thing, you can find me at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Shadows of Sharn at twitch.tv/GammaZillaKong. Don't thumbs down me for 9, where I play Galen Law Morales, an aspiring detective that does not like getting a thumbs down. 5 stars on Yelp. That's it.
Joel.
Oh God. Hi, I'm Joel. I go by Shadoways on the internet. I am a very busy person. I've never worked harder for ever is in life, just at any point in time. Okay, so on Mondays, I am over on Talking XP here on Twitch to play in a Curse of Strahd campaign called Ravenloft Misfits. I play a halfling wizard boy called Johans, short for Joseph. He has a thing that's been happening to him where his magic is only cold magic, and there's reasons for that. We're getting really close to exploring why, and I'm super excited. It's gonna be great. On Tuesdays, I actually next week is the second to last episode of my Learn to Play Pathfinder 4-parter campaign, which is going to be a 5-parter because last session was cut short. But I do. It's not live because everybody's learning the system, and I want to make it a healthy, comfortable space for everybody. But if you ever want to learn how to play any TTRPG of any sort, just let me know, and I can get a table going of all newbies. Nobody will be judging anybody. I'll provide all the resources necessary so long as I'm able to get them, and it'll be a fun time. I'm doing that, and then next week on Wednesday you can find me here again. Beyond that, between teaching my mom how to play Dungeons and Dragons, which actually we haven't had the first session because she keeps forgetting and making other plans, but she'll remember eventually, I'm sure. I am also working on my own TTRPG. I'm making a little. I'm confident enough to talk about it. It's PBTA based. Super excited. It's really hard to not overdo it, but I'll get there. But you can follow me on Twitter to find out anything regarding any of that. Over on ZX Shadoways XZ all together on Twitter. That's it.
Layla.
Yes, hello, it's me. Much like the scallop robot zombie mushrooms, I have come in and I am infecting this podcast. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you to Max for inviting me on long term. That's very kind of them and I deeply appreciate it. I'm having a great time. This is where you can find me. Hi, this is what I'm doing. You can also find me on Twitter. Feel free to reach out to me to either be in your actual play streams or to just play with you. I love making new friends and playing games. So, hi, it's me.
I guess that leaves me. I am Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. You can find me here for 6 more Wednesdays doing this campaign. It is flying. I love this one. I'm very happy with it, and I love all these people. You can find me doing more things with them in the future soon, some more fleshed out than others. We'll see. You can get me in your APs. I like all kinds of stuff. I'm relatively free right now. I've had the worst week of my life in the last 7 days, so if you want to buy me a bottle of soju, my Venmo is also Arcane Goth. Watch all the other stuff on TTRPG.
Pay Max for that total read by Becca. Everyone should pay Max $1.
No, that should just Becca.
Yeah, that's just coming from me. That'll be me. I'll do it. I'll commit.
All right. Yes, watch everything on TTRPG. It's so cool. Nikki, who does tech and also owns this channel, is in shows, and you should watch them. And also love Nikki. And you should also go to bed after this because it's kind of late. So, good night.